When I think of the Mississippi River, and when I look out to where the river is so broad you can hardly see the opposite shore, I say to myself, I can't do it. It's too big. There's too much water. And I'm afraid. It's good that the river starts so small, so gentle, so easy to handle. You and your canoe gain in experience and skill as the river gains in size and amplitude, a narrow creek turning into a mighty stream. Luckily, as with life, you cannot see very far into the distance. You don't get the whole perspective. You don't see how dangerous it is and how daunting. You take it one stride, one stroke at a time, learning as you go. When I was a younger man, I decided to take on the Mississippi River, all 2,500 miles of it, from its source at Lake Itasca in Minnesota down to New Orleans. From where there ain't no black folk, as my Uncle Robert said the day I set out, to where they still don't like us much. Alone, in a canoe. The kind of exploit that tests a young man's mettle, his fortitude, his courage, his belief in himself, and his belief in his country. "25 years later, the country has changed, but how much? 25 years later, I have changed, but how much? 25 years later, the river too has changed." It is one of the constants, of course, one of the mainstays of the meaning of America. And yet it is a constantly changing thing. Floods and erosion, and man's intervention. Not always a negative thing. The Mississippi is cleaner now than it was 25 years ago. The American pelican, for example, has returned to the river. Let us explore this river and find those changes. Let us touch the river's history, its people, its natural wonder and beauty. Let us see why the Mississippi resonates so universally, so magically in the imagination, which is the case with no other river in the world. To travel its length is to feel the pulse of the nation. To travel its length in a canoe, vulnerable, alone, and black. Well, could there possibly be a better way to travel the river, more poignant or more inspiring? I don't think so. What a test. What a test for a young man. What a test for an old man, too. What a way to know the nation. They say you can't step into the same river twice, and maybe you shouldn't go back and do what you've already done. But I would like to try, knowing that it's not what I've already done. Not the same river, not the same me, not the same country. I would like to see what we all have become.